It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK in the building.
Yo. Good morning.
How you doing?
Good morning. my glasses.
How you doing? How was your weekend?
Ask about weekend again.
Yes,
I must talk about the Ekpe resort. It was lovely. I didn't even know a place like that existed in Lagos.
Neither did I.
And very nice, very clean.
Serene.
Oh, it
the
was
pool was
amazing. It was. I had a wonderful.
See how clean the pool was?
Yes, the pool was clean. The rooms were clean. The level of
the air conditioner was on pumping.
The grounds, the grass. Oh no! I started worrying to you. I need to go back there again. I need to go back there again.
It's very serene indeed. They tried. Very nice work they've done there. But how are you doing?
I'm fine. Aside from that, I'm fine.
Good.
Fine.
I like your jewelry though. It's really cute.
Thank
it goes
you.
with your clothes. Right? Can you always match the clothes with the jewelry? Just buy these jewelries like that.
You know, I just buy them and then
look for.
Like this was a gift. This top was a gift from. Her name is Lourdes. She lives in England.
Oh,
I don't know if she's watching, but Lourdes, thank you.
So you just have the jewelry, it just matches it perfectly.
Yeah, just because I buy.
Yeah.
And then.
I'm trying to get into this bead stuff because I'm really trying. All this, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know where to get them. Do you have them made or do you buy them from someone?
I have them made. I have a woman that comes.
Why. Okay.
She makes them for me periodically.
I want to.
And then you see all these malams on the road. They make as well. Like these ones were made by a malam on the road.
But somebody has to take over from you.
This
so I want to start. You need to start training me. One of us has to take over from you, and I want to start getting into that. So you got to hook me
You
up.
have to first remove the wig. That one is number one.
No, I don't have hair, YK.
You can style your hair. You can wear turbans.
Oh, you don't cut my hair, right?
Eh?
You're not cut my hair, right?
I know you cut your hair.
Yeah. So
I know you cut your hair. It's intentionally. They didn't beg you. You cut
anyways,
it.
let me move on to.
If you want to show your hair, which
Pinkett.
I think you should be proud of anyway.
She should
start wearing turbans and the African things.
Yeah. And
that's the first step to take it over.
Okay, don't worry. I got to take over. YK, don't worry, I got you.
Okay.
How you doing, Nima Akasha?
I'm fine. No, I'm being bullied by YK as usual.
Oh my God.
She's getting older and getting more
worse.
mischievous every time. But I'm fine. I'm grateful to God. And today is day 4 of Ramadan. You know the funny thing? My children, all my nieces and nephews are fasting. Even my daughter's mates is fasting. But Gufran...
But she used to fast.
Today is our first day. Today is our first day. And we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, that's nice.
She wants to follow me. I started fasting at 13. I always say it's I don't want to pressure her. My real fast started at 13 when I became conscious. So I'm hoping that she starts.
I used to struggle as a little kid then too.
Did you fast?
As a Muslim kid, yeah, you had to, but I struggled.
It was a struggle.
But I had to. It was compulsory.
The one that surprises me is the way Muslims that drink.
Just stop drinking. That's true. Your business will go down this season.
So the connection.
So that's the beauty of planning. So I know that because Dubai knew that there was going to be fasting most of April, they had so many events. They plan to end the expo just before Ramadan. So people generally create a lot of economical activities so that they can collect your money before their own season out.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very grateful to God.
I like your outfit. It's somehow different.
Yes, it's TVC style. I'm going to dance today, so watch out for. I'm going to dance because I'm not. My head has been so much in business that I've just not even.
Dance.
I don't even take pictures anymore like before. I'm like,
and the shoes are high.
Yeah, well, we'll have fun. Auntie Annie, telling my inner Auntie Annie for my shoes.
Yes, this is
definitely. I love what you're wearing.
Thank you. Well, I did this for me. You made this. I give her a style.
Oh, this is
nice. Give her that style. Trust me, she'll get it.
I wasn't even. There's a lady, Modupe. You know, we have these fans that they followed us for so long, feel they like there's so much love. Then she called me and she was like, oh, I knew it was somewhere I can buy it with peace of mind. And so I was like, thank you, because here we are very, very honest about who we are. Like we don't do, we're not portraying a part of us that is different from who we are in real life. So it's interesting when people actually get it and communicate it. So thank you.
That's fantastic. That's good. I like it. Let's go on a break. I'm so excited about today because one of the things that the ladies of Your View and I have decided is that this season, especially because what happened recently with the National Assembly where the 5 gender bills were thrown out, we're committing the show to supporting female aspirants going forward. If you're a woman and you're running for office, trust me, your view is your baby. We're going to be here to support you. So we're so excited about today because we have a presidential aspirant who's going to be joining us later on the show.
God bless you. That was even going to be my banter.
Yes.
That I haven't heard anything about this gender bill again.
Oh, yeah. So they're still working on it. We'll see how it goes. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I need coffee, honestly. I need coffee. Good morning. Okay, so let's just move on now to the nation. 2023 presidential ticket splits PDP as aspirants move into 3 camps. 72 million telephone lines partially deactivated. Train attack, 7 passengers still missing, says NRC. Appeal courts reinstate 11 sacked Ekiti varsity workers. Why I want to be in the Senate by Oshomole. Bandits abduct 22 on Abuja-Kaduna Highway. JNI slams federal government over worsening insecurity. Okay, which story are we starting with?
The bandits attack, yes. So a community along the Abuja-Kaduna Highway were recently attacked just after the IG's visit, and 22 residents were abducted from their homes. So according to an eyewitness in the report, they just came, attacked. They came in army uniform, in an entourage. They abducted these family members within their households, heads of families and their entire families, 22 of them, and walked them into the bush carefully. And then they started shooting to avert any reaction from the villagers or from people around. But the shooting, they didn't shoot to attack. They came in unabated and picked people and then led them into the bush. As at the time of the report, there has been no confirmation from the Kaduna State Police Command. The Kaduna State government also have not reacted. But Senator Shehu Sani is the one who tweeted about it. And, I think he has more facts about it. But this is just to highlight that in the wake of all the things that we talked about yesterday, abductions are still ongoing. So.
And the train attack, 14 passengers were found alive. The MD of NRC could not confirm whether the passengers are insured. He actually said the train is insured, the passengers are insured, but he couldn't name the insurance company. Yes, the newspaper went to ask the insurance. Nobody can really verify if the passengers are insured and how much the passengers will collect.
I don't even think insurance companies would want to insure something that can be volatile because it's not to their own safety.
So those of us monitoring the PDP matters,
please update us.
So, they've been going back and forth. Now, there was the issue of how they're going to decide the presidential ticket. So there was the zoning team to the south, and there's those saying who the consensus candidate. But now, based on this report, they have been split into 3 camps. One is the free contest opponents, and that includes Atiku, Amadu Fintiri. The pro-consensus group, those are the ones that they're asking, that those who can actually have the capacity to win the elections. That's Tambuwal, Bala Mohammed Saraki, and Muhammadu Hayatuddin. And then they're the pro-zoning, that's the pro-power shift promoters. They're saying power should shift down south. That's Nyesom Wike, Kweazu, Sheyi Makinde, and Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. Now, these 3 camps are still lobbying amongst themselves. Interestingly, the power shift promoters went to the north, went to go see IBB. While those who are saying pros, consensus came down south to come and see the governor, the Obaseki. So they're trying to lobby and try to get that final decision from all the fathers of the party. We don't know how far this is going to go. We don't know how long this will lead. But I'm just hoping that very soon we can now have a consensus candidate from PDP, because these are the intrigues that makes politics interesting. But at the same time, we need to have a direction from the party so that we're clear.
Some people are happy that there's a fight.
There's
in the
real
camp.
politicking. I'm enjoying this. We're seeing that they're actually going around to lobby each other. That's what democracy should really be about.
Let me take the reply of the Minister for Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, to former President Obasanjo. He was speaking at TVC's This Morning show, And he mentioned the fact that the president, Muhammadu Buhari, is not overwhelmed, and that the challenges that Nigeria is facing is peculiar, that this is not a conventional warfare, that we're fighting terrorism, and we must give kudos to the military. He also mentioned that the federal government has given the military enabling environment to continue the fight against banditry. He noted that the security challenges and the personnel were doing their best, and they've recorded some successes in the fight against terrorism, that we're fighting terrorism, so that the statement by the president, former president Obasanjo, is wrong to say that our president right now is overwhelmed. He is not. We are doing our best according to Alhaji Lai Mohammed.
Can I just, because I watched the show as well, and I heard him say the insecurity today was inherited. And I think, personally, that's not the right statement for him to make. Because
is it factual or not? Is it a statement of fact or not? Yes or no?
First of all, let me first tell you. The reason you came into power in the first place was because was one of the things you said you are going to fight. Now, wait, at that time, the insecurity was in the northeast, Borno alone. Today, it's Niger, Katsina, Kaduna. You are hearing it everywhere. You are hearing kidnapping. We don't know whether it's Boko Haram. We don't know whether they are bandits. We don't know whether they are terrorists. Instead, just say we are battling it. Don't tell me you inherited it, because that was the reason why you came into power in the first place.
Point taken. That's fair enough. Moving on now to the Punch. Heavy criticism for federal government as 24 states lose foreign investments. Picture here of NYSC inaugurating Skills Acquisition Center. Grieving husband tackles Lagos hospital as wife dies during childbirth. Angry youths block Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, protest bad governance. Appeal court reinstates 118 sacked Ekiti Varsity workers. Brain drain. Nigeria has over 300,000 doctor deficit, says NMA. Train attack, reps grill security chiefs today. 146 passengers unreachable. And Saraki Tambuwa Mohammed moved to block zoning. PDP may favor consensus. Okay. Let's start with the NYSC.
The picture story, I'd like that. The DG NYSC inaugurated the Skill Acquisition Center, but it's in Nasarawa, Kefi in Nasarawa, and this acquisition center has fully equipped with 100 industrial sewing machines for those who need to learn that. There's a water factory for those who can learn packaging of waters and all of that. They have bakery, they have garment center, for making full clothes and all of that. And we had the governor of Nasarawa commending the DG. I think this is the way to go, and I hope that it can be replicated across board, because now people need the skills to at least start life with. Yeah. If you're on NYSC, it is not your business if one school is failing to just go and be used by a school owner. Like, the idea that in the past DGs had. Now you're on camp, during camp as an NYSC worker, you can have your day. That you learn those skills. Right. When you graduate, you can decide on which business, which skill you want to harness and grow upon and develop. And I think this is the way to go. Well done, sir.
I actually appreciate the effort as well. There's room for improvement across many industries, but this one they are getting right.
They are getting this
I wanted to talk about the grieving husband whose wife died. She had registered in Anambra State, but then she moved to Lagos. He works in Anambra State. She came to Lagos to the Medville Global Health Center, and when she went into labor, she went into hospital. His sister was in the hospital with her. They now said, after she had been in labor for some hours, and they now said, she had to have a cesarean. They called him, and then he gave his permission.
Consent,
and then she went into the theater. After a few hours, he kept calling, I think 1 a.m. or so. He kept calling that, what's happening?
He wasn't around.
He wasn't around. It was his sister that was with her. They gave permission for cesarean. I think at the last minute, they now said to him, they want to cut her womb. And he said, why cut her womb? No. So cesarean, they'd done the cesarean.
Baby was fine.
The baby was fine. No, the baby was not fine. Because by the time he now took a plane, he said with the seat at home in Enugu, he still managed to come to Lagos that morning. When he got here, he met his wife's corpse. He met her corpse, and the baby could not breathe. The hospital refused. He got an ambulance. He rented the ambulance for 100,000. He got an ambulance to take the baby to Luth. They said no until you pay. They didn't. No, the Medville. the hospital.
They didn't release the
baby. Till he had to pay. He was now struggling to pay the money. They said he has to pay 500,000. That was when he now he first paid 100, then 150, then I think he sort around for the money.
Did the baby survive?
The baby is in intensive care. So we're not sure.
We need to start suing medical facilities for negligence, because until we do, there's repercussion. And I know that the medical sector is a business. I have a story on the medical sector. They had their annual general meeting, and the Nigerian Medical Association general meeting,
We'll talk about that a bit. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so you're going to take a linking story.
Yes, really sad story about the poor man that lost his wife, and linking it with the story of the challenges within our medical sector is the fact that there is a major brain drain at the annual lecture by the NMA, that's the Nigerian Medical Association of Nigeria. The president, Professor Innocent Uja, mentioned the fact that considering our population as estimated by the United Nations, we're 215 million people. We have a deficit. We should have a lot of more doctors than what we have. Our deficit right now is over 300,000. We should have more than 300,000 doctors residing in our country. Yet, on a daily basis, we are losing doctors to better countries with better facilities. And
that article said between 2018 and 2020 or something, within 2 years, 9,000 left Nigeria.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Then he also mentioned that the current ratio of 1 doctor to 600 patients is not sustainable. So the medical sector is very stretched.
Let's pause on that. We'll talk about it. Let's make it one of our hot topics. It's something we need to focus on. But let's continue with the stories. The major headlines. So there was an event yesterday where the Catholic Bishops' Conference, the Jamaatul Nasir Islam, and some other state governors, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, were talking about the fact that the 24 states have not gotten foreign direct investment in a very long time, the whole of 2021. According to them, there was Nigeria generated $698.7 million from the FDI, which was the worst in 10 years. And a few factors were identified as the cause of these, one of which obviously is COVID. Another is insecurity. Another major factor is the foreign exchange market and the devaluation of the naira. Because when you bring in an investment, you don't earn what you invested because the naira has been devalued. And then there's also the issue of the cost. It says the investors are also reluctant to invest in the country where the cost of doing business is very high. You expect that the high cost of electricity in Nigeria, inefficiency of the ports, the rail system is a major problem. And finally, our company income tax is among the highest in the world. Most countries have 15 to 16%. Ours about 32.5%, which is the
not an incentive for companies to come
and these are not incentives at all. Companies would refuse to come into country. So 24 states right now did not have any FDI the whole of last year. And that in itself is not a good thing for our economy.
And even an indictment on the states. The state governors too should sit up and think of what to do.
Exactly.
Moving on quickly now to the Daily Sun. Bandit strike on Abuja-Kaduna Road. Blackout as 73 million mobile phone subscribers. Train attack, 146 passengers unreachable. 14 found alive, says NRC. Military on red alert over rumored plans to attack Abuja. Bishop hails Nwai on job creation, youth empowerment. Sit at home, Soludo promises criminals hell. Attend special church service prayers. Okay, which story?
Okay, 73 million on linked lines blocked by federal government. So, in a statement released by the NIMC, that's National Identity Management Commission, and the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, the spokesperson representing them, Kayode Adegoke and Ikechukwu Adinde, respectively, announced that 73 million unlinked lines from today will be blocked in the country, and all those affected lines should then go to the offices of the NIN centers around them to register their lines and link their SIM card to their their NIN numbers to their SIM numbers immediately.
So
Okay.
the sit at home is still ongoing in the southeast every Monday, even though the Archbishop of Enugu Diocese had sent a memo or a circular that people should come to church on that Monday to pray, sort of like bringing an end to the sit at home that has been ongoing. Many people did not observe it. Very few churches opened up, especially within Enugu State. People did not even, there was no movement. The few churches that opened, the priest only prayed with their family members and those that stay parishioners within the facility. They also mentioned the fact that some priests said they were not even aware that there was supposed to be a prayer hour at 11 a.m. on Monday. Part of the issue also included the fact that banks, filling station in Oka, Anambra State, most markets, Eke Oka markets, Zik Avenue, most of the streets were closed. There was no activities within that area.
Adding to that, the governor of Anambra State says he'll be announcing the membership of the Peace and Reconciliation Committee that would look into the areas of sincere grievances amongst the people, and also to be granting amnesty to those in the forest. So he's obviously extending the hand of friendship to those who are in the forest to come forward, because they would then see how they can do to ensure to regain trust amongst the people, because these are the people of the state, and Imo State is involved, Enugu, and then Anambra. So he's doing what he can do to ensure that he can bring back the boys in the house so that they can stop this sit at home that is totally, in fact, he has declared it no more. Yesterday is supposed to be the last day. So hopefully, we hope he's able to retain that.
And I hope that the people that are doing the sit at home, enforcing the sit at home, they should please explain their grievances to the governor. At least the governor Soludo is open to them. Right. Explain it and see how we can peacefully resolve the issue. Okay,
let me check the major headline, because just 24 hours after the Inspector General of Police had said that the Abuja-Kaduna highway was free, sadly, bandits raided some houses on that same road at the Agua Maji in Jere Town, Kaduna State, abducting 22 villagers at about 11 p.m. on Sunday. This is just barely 24 hours after the whole, when he went there to inspect. This town shares a border with Niger State, and it's quite sad that this happened.
But I thought they said they had police patrolling.
That's what we're told. They're patrolling that area, but we said that the bandits came in their large numbers, and some of them wore army uniforms. They moved into house to house, woke their victims up before marching them out at gunpoint, and then the bandits operated silently in the community over an hour before the police officers came. And when they keep saying they came in large numbers, where do these people stay?
They come with bikes. So someone that was kidnapped was telling us in Dubai that one of his drivers that got kidnapped in the north, they told that they kidnapped like 3 drivers and said the payment, apart from money, was to buy bikes, 50 bikes. Specification of the bike was mentioned, and they had to exchange the bikes, brand new bikes, for these lives. So they are getting people. People are paying them. They are getting more equipped, and this thing is going on. Is it possible for 50 bikes to be moved into an area and nobody will know how it disappeared into the forest?
That is why people are talking about complacency of the security people.
And the community.
Even the train. It was not just bikes, vans. They came with vans and bikes.
For how long did they drive and nobody saw them?
Before they would get to the place where they will bomb the train.
Let's move on completely to Vanguard. Let's see. Sultan's G9 Catholic Bishops Lambas FG on insecurity. Oshamale at 70 declares for Senate. Ohaneze disagrees as Soludo offers amnesty to agitators in Anambra. Addressing misconceptions of mental health and spirituality. Why we sacked Abuja Imam who preached anti-government sermon, says the mosque committee. You can't fight insecurity keeping students at home, ASU tells government. NIN SIM linkage, FG bars on linked subscribers from making calls. Okay, which story?
So the Imam yesterday, because it was a hot topic, according to the chairman of the mosque committee, Senator Saidu Dansadao, he says that, they regret to announce that he has been sacked starting today. And this is starting yesterday, and this is because, according to them, you know better than me by teaching the teachings of Islam that the essence of administering punishment is to correct behavior. Unfortunately, your media reaction, where he reacted and saying God was supreme to everybody, over everybody, he says his media reaction creates the impression that you are not remorseful, let alone humbly reflecting on the consequence of your utterances. And so they sacked him and went further to say that leadership demands a great sense of responsibility, and if our words do more harm than good in the larger interests of the country or the public, we have responsibility to maximum restraint for the good of the public. And so it's obvious that you are seen to be keen to modify your Friday, you are seen not to be keen to modify your Friday sermon to be reflective of the volatility of the security situation in the country. You are an influencer and your words carry a lot of weight. Your words can make or mar our situation. Your words can be taken advantage of by mischief makers, those responsible for these security challenges or enemies of the country for their devilish agendas. And so they said that, they had to let him go. But that's the Sheikh Khalid, has moved on to the Supreme Court quarters, Jumat Mosque, where he is now giving tafsir for the Ramadan.
Okay. But they said that they can't confirm whether he has been appointed.
I want to
quickly take the JNI.
No, I'm not taking JNI. I want to take the story. We have two major education-related stories. One, the ASU is still on strike, and the federal government's response is that if this strike has not produced the results, we don't have the money. If we had the money, immediately you went on strike, we would have paid you back. The ASU are saying that you can't try to solve security problems when students are at home. And the commission is going back and forth. Meanwhile, new people that want to apply for JAMB, another story entirely, are going to be paying more because of diesel. So the service charge cost was meant to be 600 naira. Now, every candidate will have to pay 1,000 naira because diesel cost has gone up. It's a reality on ground, but it's affecting the educational. They're trying to get into a school that is on strike. Like, we need to take our educational sector serious. The Minister of Education needs to know that there's a whole lot. We know that a lot of things are going wrong, but at least the young boys and girls that want to go to school should be allowed to go to school so they don't fall into crime, banditry, and terrorism.
Yes, sir.
If we really want to deal with the long-term damage of building prisons and harm and providing funds to provide ammunition for military, we should deal with the issue on ground. Let the young boys be in school. Let the young girls be in school. Make education available for people.
Let them be busy. Another topic.
I wanted to link the Imam to the major headline. So the Sultan, in a statement signed by him, was speaking, and he said that any government that cannot provide security for its citizens has no moral justification to exist. Is this a statement that is inciting? Can the Sultan too be suspended and then later sacked?
Exactly. Thank you for that, Sari.
I was going to talk about that too because they are lambasting.
Because you don't want to hear truth.
But thank God it's the mosque committee. That is not the entire...
Are you sure it's Senator Saidu?
Anyway, let me evoke. He was dancing for his 70th birthday.
And then
this is his wife. We thought the wife has gone. No, I mean, I was surprised to see her.
I was surprised to see her.
Auntie, I thought you have gone to your country, but she's still here. I'm happy for you.
Maybe I'm going to beg her.
I really thought so, but I'm happy to see her. It's good
Let's
to see her.
focus on the main thing.
Anyways, what happened? He has finally declared for Senate. He's running. He said that he wanted the issue on the party to be fixed first, to have a convention, and then after the convention now, with the commitment he's having from his people, and the fact that, yes, his people have been pressurizing him to run, but he's been just saying, wait, let us fix the problem first. Now that we've had the convention, we know who is the president, I mean, who is the chairman of the NWC and all that. He is now ready to declare for Senate, and he's hoping that the elders who came for this party yesterday will show their support for him. But he's very healthy.
He looks good. I just feel that our politicians need to give room for fresh blood, and our politicians need to take on the role of mentors, because you cannot mentor when you are.
Everybody should marry young.
No, I'm not.
Across the world, there are older people.
I'm not against older people. I'm saying that let's have fresh ideas. Mentor people behind the scene. You be the one saying that I am standing behind these 4 young guys, and I want to see what they manifest.
That is all we can take.
Next time you say fresh blood.
We didn't think so. I knew what she was saying.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So this issue of brain drain is still on the front burner, especially because recently the NME had a conference where it was revealed again that we have over 300,000 deficit of doctors in our country. Aside from that, YK also read a human interest story in Punch about a woman who died at Medville Hospital in Lagos State. Her husband probably brought her from Anambra, thinking that you get better medical treatment in Lagos State. Unfortunately, she passed on. Not only that, they were demanding payment before the baby could be released to go and get also additional care at a teaching hospital. Now, these kind of stories aggravate the average Nigerian because you think that health should be paramount to not just the government, but to people and the private owners of these businesses. What are your thoughts on this issue of brain drain, people's inability to understand how important or to even provide the optimal health for patients, regardless of issues of money or not? What are your thoughts? How do we reconcile this in our country? Should we all run away from medical health treatments? I was on the call yesterday, 2 days ago, with somebody who said, Mariah, if I have a headache, I'm on the next flight out of here. I can't let the Nigerians come and kill me. As ridiculous as it sounds, is the reality of many people, because if I have the means, maybe I'll be getting my Panadol in London. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Listen, we boast of the best doctors in the world. I mean, everybody says, and I've shared this story before. Pastor Ita was saying that his wife was sick in London, and he was going helter-skelter. And he said, listen, this matter, there's only one doctor that can solve the problem. He had to one a very expensive neighborhood that he had to take his wife to. And he was waiting. They booked this doctor for days. He couldn't even do it, almost a few weeks before he could get an appointment to the doctor. He finally saw the doctor that they've all been waiting for. So one small Janjala boy just came like this. And was like two tall guys behind him. Like, who is this guy that I'm waiting for? Finally, when the guy started looking at like his wife, and he just said, wait, sorry, what's your name? He said, Emeka. I said, really? You're Emeka? You're Nigerian? I said, yes, now. So and he was shocked that all these guys were running after this doctor because he was so hard to find. So we have the best doctors abroad. But we are losing them on the daily. They get their first degree here. They go there, do the 1 or 2 courses, and they become doctors.
Okay, so this sad story of the lady in the papers, we might not know the entirety of the intricacies of what happened, the medical condition, what maybe the hospital tried their best. But one of the things that was clear was that the man was trying to get help for his little baby. And was the life of that child, even though the life was threatened, was conditioned based on him paying the bills that were already on ground. That is not a society. That doesn't come from somebody that values human life, because this is a man that's already lost his wife. And now he might end up losing that child. And you're telling him until he pays the 500-something thousand bill, he cannot get the child to get proper health care. That already, for me, is something we should resolve in court. Because until we start having conviction of, sadly, this health care sector, they would understand the value, the cost, because they know what it will cost them if they get a conviction against them for mismanagement of the health of the people in their custody. Then, our president travels for medical checkup almost, is it every quarter or... maybe twice a year, every quarter, right? So obviously, the president doesn't trust the health sector in Nigeria, and he's the president of Nigeria. So, what do you expect? If all the other politicians, their mentor is the president, and when they see the president is going abroad, they will go abroad. The average Nigerian too, when they see that they are sick and they can afford it, they will go abroad. Everybody is changing money for medical tourism, and our own doctors are looking at it that maybe they'll pay me better when they come and meet me abroad, right? Because doctors in Nigeria are not well paid, so they will go abroad. You will go and pay them what you should pay them here. You will pay them abroad. What are we doing? We're fooling ourselves.
I think the worst part is when the president goes abroad, who treats him? It's Nigerian doctors that will treat him.
Most likely.
So you are going abroad, you are seeing that it's your people that are there. Because I remember many years ago, my brother was on tour and he fell ill. So he had to be rushed to the hospital. He said, and it was in London, he said the whole hospital where he was, everybody was Nigerian.
Speaking PG.
the nurse, the clinic, they were all Nigerians. He said he was shocked that so many Nigerians in England. And it is just, you know, one thing I want to talk about is the mushroom hospitals in Nigeria. We should stop allowing mushroom hospitals to operate. I will give you instances. I know of at least 3 people who had babies in one of these hospitals who are not supposed to be mushroom. They are owned by, but okay, the first one, when the doctor died, the hospital shut down. The hospital shut down. Yeah. She went back for records for her birth later on. She couldn't get anything because there was no hospital there.
Wow.
There was no hospital there. Another one, it was even my sister that had her baby near Kini. Every time I pass that place, it's an empty shell. There's nothing like hospital there. And I'm like, this girl, the child is about 6. The hospital is not there 6 years later.
Right.
I passed there.
So we find this, one of the problems I had also in this medical issue is that why don't these doctors, some Nigerian doctors, come together, get about 5-10 of you together and build something really, really formidable? Because I found that even when my mother was sick, you go to one to go and do radiology, you go to another to go and get results, you go to another to go and do different all over the place, except you go to a teaching hospital. Most of the hospitals, they're not fully equipped. You go to a regular hospital, they're all mushroom hospitals, so you're constantly waiting for, he comes on Thursday, or he comes, you're waiting for consultants. Why don't we all just come together and form one big hospital that has every single thing in it? A few of Nigerians have come together, and they're building hospitals, we've seen that, but it's not enough.
Remember we had, sorry.
Go ahead.
You remember we had one doctor, we were in the other studio before he was burnt. The reason, and I was when I called the doctor, when she came on set, she couldn't talk. I had listened to her, that's why I said they should invite her. If you hear the complaints from her, or how to run a business here in Nigeria as a hospital, her frustration, you will know why they don't all come together. You will know why they spend diesel alone.
Exactly. Let's not even talk about
in
diesel.
Nigeria,
if we remove diesel.
By default, there are only 2 things that can worry you. Because malaria, typhoid, and maternity. So when you see all those mushroom hospital YKC, if you don't see maternity and clinical, they don't call it a guide, they call it maternity home. Then there will be a scan lab just down the road. When those want to do scan there, they are dealing with women, but it's a man, and he will touch everything. And then he will come out and tell you, there was one in Festac. Oh my God, I cried that day. I'd not had a child before. I was going through fertility, and they said, go for a scan. And he just touched me. I don't know whether I put off the person, his last patient, whatever. I said, your tubes are blocked, your this are blocked, have you aborted before, and everything. I just went mad, and I was alone. And he just gave me that. No, initially they said, your referral, your HMO is not with us. And even though they had called them, it was just poor service from beginning to the end. I wanted to pay personally. They said their PIS don't work. I said, can I do transfer? They said, madam, you have to get us cash. I then trekked to the nearest bank a few meters away, trekked back, and they just threw that report at me, and nothing happened. They did not even feel anything. So we need to find hospitals. When you go to a GP, you know what it is for. Please walk away when the person is talking to you general. You know your condition, find it, your condition, a doctor that specializes there. Until I found gynaes that I could talk to. I did not know. There was one that I went to, and I said, I missed my period. This is what I think I have. Then I didn't know it was PCOS. I said, madam, you want to do PT. Do a PT. Collect money. And they will pay. That one is on Odojo Road. I still see that hospital every day. And they just collected the money and said, you're not pregnant, so you cannot be pregnant. That's a doctor. And I was looking at him like this, myself and my husband. From then on, if you are talking to me and it's not from a place of knowledge, you don't understand my situation that I have read. Thank you very much. Close your hospital and go. So regulation of this practice has to be top-notch.
Yeah.
It has to be top-notch. Ministry of Health, please.
When we go on a break, when we come back, we'll open our phone lines. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to open our phone lines, take a few messages. I have one from a big sister. She says, morning, Mo, medical abroad is for the rich. Only if you are a citizen. Consultation is £200 minimum per session. Wanted to do blood tests with tumor mark. Was given £950 as cost. Coesio. So, yes, medically, and I have a call from London. Good morning, Ayo. Are you there?
I'm here. Good morning, Mariah.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome, Sister. I can hardly hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go on.
Yes, maybe the studio guys can hear you. Me, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. I mean, the story being shared today is very pathetic. I'm just going to share two quick experiences, and I will make my submission if that's okay.
Please.
3 years ago, my daughter had an asthmatic attack, and we called the hospital. Within 10 minutes, the ambulance arrived. They took her to the hospital. By the time we got to the hospital, there were 10 professionals waiting for her, waiting for the arrival. And before we knew it, less than 15 minutes, she was being taken care of. Everybody introduced themselves. She was taken care of, got into the ward and all that. Now, when I was grateful that God saved the life of my daughter, I went back home crying. And the reason is simple. I thought about Nigeria. Can this happen in Nigeria? Would this happen in Nigeria? Secondly, one of my friends, my very close friend, brought his wife to UK to give birth. The lady arrived, had the baby, and 2 days after, the health visitor went to the house to see her. And she was breastfeeding. When the health visitor got home, she realized one breast was bigger than the other and said, what's happening? And the lady said, oh, I have a lump in my left breast. Although it's been checked in Nigeria and they said it's okay. The woman said, no, I'm not happy. Let's go to the hospital right now. They got to the hospital, my people. She was living with stage 3 breast cancer. And in Nigeria, she was told in a very big hospital in Lagos State, I'm not going to mention the name, that it was nothing. We lost the lady 9 months after to cancer. Now, the solution is simple. We can't keep politicians who don't respect life and healthcare. We can't keep them in power. These people don't care about the lives of the masses.
Ayo, can you hear me?
Because they are able to travel. Yes.
Please, how affordable is healthcare in? I'm talking about the case of your child now. How affordable was that treatment that you got?
My sister, it was absolutely free. Absolutely free.
It's a child now.
I think they have health.
Absolutely free.
For children.
You know? So, you see, if we can't start with a place of policy.
You know, thank you very much, Ayo. You're right. I mean, and what your story reminded me of my own story, which I've shared on this table a few times. My little boy, at the time, when one of my twins, he was not breathing at night. I think I shared that story many years ago. I think it was like 4 years old, I think. And what happened, interestingly, 2 days before that thing happened, Akiade was just telling me that his daughter was sick, and he rushed her to one hospital down the street. I can't remember the name of the hospital. And that doctor was so nice. And I collected, I said, please, that doctor is very nice. Please just give me his number, just in case, the pediatrician. My son went to, he was stopped breathing. He was sitting like I just woke up at night. He stopped breathing. And his hair just rolled down like this. I said, what? I woke Brown up. We rushed him. I called that doctor around past 2 a.m. This doctor called me. He picked up my call. He says, okay, bring him down. We rushed there in our pajamas. We got to the gate. The gate was locked. We carried the child. We walked through the passageway. Family was carrying this boy, running to the hospital. As we entered the door like this, exactly that man's experience, what we saw. The 2 nurses, a stretcher, oxygen, everything was awaiting us at the door. We pushed my boy at the reception. They resuscitated my son at the reception. The doctor was there waiting for us. Do you know that this doctor has gone to Canada? So this experience, this man saying that, can it happen in Nigeria? It could have happened in Nigeria because we had some of the best doctors. But this man has seen, and his hospital is locked shut.
So there's a reason I asked what the value of that treatment was. So we have policies like that here. And I will not go far. I will say because we want to use my experience. When I was in that mother and child hospital, I know how much I paid for my first delivery in a private hospital. The natural birth that resulted in a cervical situation for me cost me over 200,000. The same thing in the private government subsidized hospital was 25,000 at the time, 600 naira. And now, childcare, at the time, was free. You see your pediatricians, and they are all there. They give you drugs. You go to the pharmacy. Once it's child drug, they'll tell you the ones that are available. Even to antibiotics, the one I used for my child at the time, and everything was given free. Come there after a while. Nigerian have happened. Who is Nigerian? We, the people.
We. Yeah.
You now go to the pharmacy. I took my son to the same hospital, same pharmacy. All the drugs prescribed for the child was not available.
I say, it's because you people are too young. Nima, it's because you people are too young. When I was growing up, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, that you are seeing there, was one of the best hospitals in the world. I'm telling you for a fact. My mother was always on admission there. Look, when you enter that hospital, you will want to be a nurse. The nurses, man, you will see their... Well, if you are wearing purple, I think you are a student nurse or something. From head to toe, they had the purple uniforms, they had the blue uniforms, they had the white. The white were the matrons or something, or staff nurse. Then you had the blue, that was the all blue, that was the matron. And look, the wards. When my mother was admitted, we used to go and visit her. All of us wanted to be admitted. The food, when they bring the food, go there now. Go there and see. Nigeria has happened, like you said. I'm telling you, and what is paining me is that we have a population of younger people. So many people have not experienced or did not experience what we experienced.
So they think it's a foreign thing.
Let me take this call from Adebayo. Good morning, Adebayo. Are you there?
Yeah, I am there. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I would like to contribute to the program.
Please go ahead. It's your view.
My wife is a consultant, pediatrician, and she works with India.
I can't hear you.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead,
please. Please go ahead.
Okay. So I would like to contribute to the program. My wife is a consultant pediatrician, and she works in Nigeria here. Hello?
Well,
yes, go ahead.
Okay. You see, the problem with the medical sector in Nigeria is that we are not properly funding, and we've not even agreed on how do we fund this healthcare. The last caller talked about the UK. In the UK, they have an health insurance scheme that everybody contributes to. So with that, we're able to catch everybody along. In Nigeria, the same thing has to apply. There was a time here on the program that you talked about the hospital that they are building at Aso Rock. And they said that the total amount they're using as in the capital project, you don't even have it in another hospital. I went to go and check the budget. Look at UCH. I am very conversant with the battle. The federal government is going to spend 22 billion naira to pay salaries for UCH staff. But they are going to invest 1.something billion in the infrastructure there. How do you cope with people? So as Nigerians, we need to sit down and agree on something. Imagine if all of us contribute like 2,000 naira every month to this healthcare program. We will be able to take care of everything. Imagine even
Thank you very much, Adebayo. I know that, you see, we try to have the NHS in this country. First of all, there are two sides of it. Nigerians sometimes will not pay. Some would pay. Others who don't trust the system and just choose not to pay. Now, when they now finally pay, some will still not ensure the doctors get money. Because I remember this doctor that I said that they relocated. One of his greatest frustration is that when he wanted to, he doesn't get the insurance money from the insurance companies, especially when they go from federal government. They don't remit. They don't remit back to the doctors.
When they started the NHIS, they had some HMOs that, were receiving money. Their business is to pay the hospitals. You have already deducted from source, from your salary, they're taking their money. They're now having issues paying these institutions. NHIS, on the other part, deducts from civil servants, and then paying facilities that are subscribed to the NHIS in Nigeria was an issue. They investigated it in this country. They suspended somebody. And while the person was being investigated, he was suspended and reinstated, and the investigation was still ongoing. No justice. So every institution in the world has the tendency to be abused.
Absolutely.
It is regulation and consequences of action.
And sincerity.
That ensures that somebody must even do sincerity. So anybody there is human. Anybody can fail. these abuses can happen. When you deduct money from source, am I the one not paying? But somebody then siphons the money, uses it for anything, and then the person goes back and becomes a senator in this country. Nothing happens.
It's just like this one that the Ministry of Human Affairs or what are they say
Humanitarian affairs. 20 billion.
Please, I mean, where are the figures? Where is the
Let me go on a break. Let me go on a break. Belle, hold that thought. When I come back, continue with the conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing this issue of our medical situation. Listen, there's a part of the government, and I think, as usual, I like to not even pack the government issue because it's like it's in your face. It's right there. Don't state the obvious. But what role can we, I'm a business owner. I own a hospital. What can I do? Because one of the frustrations of this, my doctor that I talked about earlier, I can't even remember his name. That, number one, he was trying to be a good guy. When people come to the hospital and they can't afford it, he gives them for free. In fact, he was like a pastor.
There was one that was on our show
for free. And then he wasn't, the NHS wasn't paying him money. So he was just letting people just go for free in that kind of situation. So how does he run a business?
So that's why I at first had a feeling for this hospital, because this hospital probably had cases where family members would abandon a dead body because they don't want to pay the bill. And they will run away. So the only leverage they had was the child struggling to breathe. Yes. So they were using the only leverage they had. It's like Nigeria had made you lost your humanity. Nigeria had made them lost their feelings. So you're behaving inhuman because of what Nigeria has taught you over time. But what helps is for us to have a strong system. We had a young man that came from the UK that was talking about the importance of checks and balance and how the UK has very stiff registration system that recertifies you over and over again, and that he is now trying to work with state governors to create that same structure within different states to regulate private hospitals as well as the public hospitals, creating a system of check. Every doctor must do some recertification over and over again. That is on one side. On the other side is the fact that Nigerians have gotten away with doing nothing. Like, we've gotten away with... We've gotten away with the fact that nothing will happen. You know the statement, I will shoot you, nothing will happen. They will die, nothing will happen. You will go to court the next 5 years, they've not even given you court dates. So that nothing would happen situation at the detriment of people's lives being lost is part of our major problem. And we need to become more caring.
Let me take this call from Abimbola. Good morning, Abimbola. Are you there?
Good morning, Morayo.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I just want to quickly say something. The topic you are discussing this morning was a story I read yesterday in The Punch. And it's so pathetic that a child died. In fact, the mother died, and the child was about to die as well. That is the situation in Nigeria. Human being or human life means nothing to anybody. When Lady Sister Nima asked, I think, second caller, what was the cost when the daughter was taken to the hospital? What I want to add to that is, in England here, health service is free for everybody.
Citizens.
Well, yeah, whether you are a citizen or not, if you live here and you live here legally, health service is free.
Yes.
Okay. And if you have a condition that will not for the rest of your life, you get medication free for life.
Wow.
I mean, but let me pause you for a second. You see, when we say these kind of things, let me pause you for a second. It's easy to say that, oh, it's free once you live there legally. That's good. But it's not free because you still pay taxes. Yeah. And all of you pay taxes. And not even small taxes that we're even begging Nigerians to pay here. Points. What I'm begging them to pay. You pay like, I don't know what the percentage is, but there are some states in America that is way higher. So our own people, we the Nigerians, we will choose not to pay taxes. Here. Many of us don't. Yes, those of you those that do 9 to 5, we pay because we have no choice. But in many of the informal sectors, some are paying levies, but none of this money is not coming into the coffers of the government. So Nigerians don't even have the capacity, even rich men who are doing businesses are not paying taxes. So we have a lot of Nigerians who are part of the problem. So a man is telling me that it's free for him in the UK. Yes, it's free. Because that money the taxes, and they're using to pay those medical bills. Somebody's paying.
Can I just say something?
Yes, please.
Can I just say something? Can you remember when Richard Branson brought Virgin Nigeria, Virgin something, Atlantic to Nigeria? And then he left. After a few months, he just packed his bag and left. And he made a statement that I read. I'm sure I've shared it with everybody. Yes. He said, it is the government's, listen, he said it's the government that they are, Nigerians are generally nice people. And it's the government that all the kineko. Then he now said, but who is the government? Nigerians. So he said, luggage area to the person parking the plane, everybody. So you see, let me tell you, what Nigeria is today is reflection, all of us, of the government. Is the government reflecting? Yes, in all of us. So we cannot absolve government. Let me finish. We cannot absolve government because we are students.
No, we are them. No, we are them.
No, we're not students. And look, tomorrow. Excuse me. Listen, Murayo, you go into government tomorrow. Within 1 year, you will be like them because. Look, we are reflecting ourselves. Government and Nigerian citizens, we are like mirror.
Okay, fine, YK. So
we are seeing ourselves.
Let's have a conversation. I hear you, YK. I hear you. Let's have a conversation. If the government come out today, okay, guys, we are 215 million Nigerians. All right. So let's just say 50% of you can actually pay taxes. They are trying. The revenue used to be from the oil. They now said they want to now do generate taxes from taxes. Many Nigerians have refused to pay tax. Not even the regular ones are paying, but those businesses, especially, many are not paying taxes.
The government don't pay.
The MDAs are not even paying their electricity bill. The parties of government are also not paying. So the truth is that we are our own enemies because if we actually even if we now decide to pay tomorrow, the people are still cynical and saying that they will not use the money efficiently. So it's both sides.
Why would they be cynical? If you are government, you are influence. If Buhari says, I am president today, even though I have my medical history in the UK, please move my medical history to a facility in Nigeria. I'm not even saying it should be a public one. Don't let it be Aso Rock. Just find one privately well-funded hospital here in VI or somewhere that is secludedly for you alone. Yeah. I'm telling you, every Nigerian will sit up. Your influence. You can make, but you can insist that from today, any visitor coming to the country in Aso Rock will be fed amala, elubo, tuwo, Nigerian food only. Because I eat it. We want to promote Nigeria, and we see it at every event. It will become national global. We will now be able to monetize and export.
Stop bringing in the bacons and the sushis.
But when you people say it in the paper, we tighten our belt from now on. Nigeria is broke. And we are owing China this amount of money, X amount of money. But tomorrow your daughter's wedding comes up, and it is big town. No, we cannot. iPhone X, and one was the one that he's the president's daughter. It has to be branded. Hey, John Tori, who are you deceiving? And Nigeria that cannot afford that money will say now, Shebi now, is that president that used Nigeria money? It's my own money I'm using.
Exactly. So that person will not pay tax. That person will not pay tax.
You cannot give your party waivers when they are bringing in the consignment into the country.
The question is, who's going to break the cycle? We need a leader. A leader that has to break that cycle.
2023 is coming. We need that leadership, and we need to open our eyes to the opportunities. And that's why I said that we cannot. It's like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So when you look towards the current structure of the way things are going, and you're now thinking suddenly this same system, this same this same circle will produce a different result for us. It's not going to work.
Exactly.
We will have to do what is uncomfortable. We will have to go against the norm to achieve the goals we want. Whether in health sector, whether in... I was coming back from the country and I had boxes. And I was walking to the immigration. The person that was pushing my card said, they will check your boxes. So are you ready? I said, don't worry, I'm not bribing anybody. They should check. I got to do this. They say, open the box. I opened the box. They said, I said, you can check everything. And I saw people that were with bigger boxes go past. They did not go past because they had a nice face. They went past because something had been sorted. So they went past and I was opening my boxes for them because I knew that you think that I want to always find
This is what I'm saying. Because somebody actually came on TV yesterday and was saying the aviation system has checked it. Let me tell you, when you go abroad, nobody is checking your box. And it's not because they are not checking your box. They are checking your box. Your box comes out. They scan your box. It is when you have illegal things that they will stop you. But here, they are not using scanner. They will just
open your box.
Look at your face like this.
No, you don't have $1,000.
Then they want to disgrace you. They will bring out your pants like this. That's all African nations. So it's not just Nigeria. All African nations. We are just backward. And it's because we are just reflecting ourselves. The leadership is the people. The people is the leadership.
Consequence.
So we need a break in this
I need to take this tweet. Festus Akimboyewa says, the true story of our healthcare is that there is no money to fund the sector. It is good that our doctors are migrating to the UK, but do they know that they pay through our nurses to fund the NHS? He lives in the UK. This year alone, we will pay an average of £2,400 more in taxes, saying that, these monies are taken through taxes. Yes. I have lived in the UK for 30 years, and I can say that while the NHS treatment is free at the point of delivery, NHS is a centrally funded system through our taxes. We enjoyed good and free healthcare in Nigeria when our population was under 50 million, but it's no longer sustainable.
Exactly. And I wanted to say something about taxes. You see all these people paying taxes in the UK. When they reach 60,
they don't have to pay again and they still enjoy.
They enjoy what they paid. Government now pays them back. Because government will give you
the system works.
Retirement, benefits, you go enter bus free.
Even abroad, you can file tax returns every year. So, but
you see, these are the things. Because if you tell me I should pay tax, and then I'm asking, what am I getting in return?
These returns we're talking about didn't happen immediately. This country started asking for taxes. It happened years after. So, first of all, let's even gather the taxes first. Let's see how much money has come in. Let's see what we can do. Whatever is the excesses, let's start filing returns so I can give you a rebate. You see, these things will happen to come naturally, but first, pay.
Excuse me. You see, government. Let me help you. First, government workers. They pay whether they like it or not. As they are getting their salary, their tax has been removed from source. Now, excuse me. When they are finished paying and then they retire, except maybe the big ones like PAMSEC, leveraging. The small ones, you will see them on the road. You see them on the road crying, please pay my tax. Police.
He will queue.
Police.
They pay their taxes.
They will be looking for, they will be begging. Then when they even pay, after 1 year, the money is finished. It's supposed to be a steady thing. They will start begging. And there is one policeman that keeps begging me for money.
All right, let's take a few
messages on
YouTube.
Okay, I am Stretchy says, God bless you. I want to say that the issues did not start today. That's Joshua Ugumadu. He says, what you see is what you get. If doctors can go on strike, government won't do anything. Then what are we talking about? Facilities. Incompetent leadership brought us this far.
Bilikis Morenike says, this anti-Yannis blast from the past brought me to tears. We never got the experience of that youth. The youth we met was in comatose then. Truly disheartening. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
So we need a leader who is going to take us from this, who's going to break this cycle. Because I said, everybody has a part in this. Not just the hospitals, not the business owners, the people, the government, and even
So something happened. Why? I was very small when I was not even born when Buhari was in power. The first time that then it was General Muhammadu Buhari was in power with Idiagbo. But I heard so much about war against indiscipline. I heard so much about Nigerians queuing up everywhere. I heard so much about how things were already bad for as bad as this, but he was able to bring order back into the country. And that was why when the president campaigned the first time, I felt, oh, this man, this disciplinarian, this man that was able to bring order into Nigeria.
Remember, Buhari was complaining that doing his military was different.
Yes,
that he now had to follow the due process because of democracy.
Yes.
He was already
but even in the due process, the planes, you know, when our politicians are going to travel abroad, they don't follow queue. They just go above. Yes. When they are going to drive on the road, if there's traffic, they do fin, they go past. So, like, there is no orderliness anywhere. We had
everybody just wants to be a big man
in Lagos.
That's
who
the
said
lesson.
He will stay in the queue. That is leadership.
Yes,
that is leadership.
That's the influence you're talking about. That's
created reflection. A different system in the entire state. Suddenly, Lagos became orderly. There was no fin everywhere. He had passed my side before. The deputy governor Adebule at that time drove past me. There was no noise. They stayed in traffic. I was like, is this Lagos? Is this Nigeria? Guess what? Leadership changed. We went back to the status quo. That is power of leadership. One person can cause a pivotal change in this country if they are willing to
sacrifice.
Okay, let me take this call and I'll come to you in YK.
Good
morning. I think I have Peter. Peter, are you there? Someone who doesn't use siren now. Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Interesting.
Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes. I'm a first caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yes. I just want to speak in line with what YK said. You see, this country used to be good. It is because we brought ourselves in this way. Now, I want to speak in line with YK. YK said that loot used to be very good. Yes, I agreed with her. Not only loot, even when Leke Triton, the then Commissioner for Head of Lawsuit, Ikeja. I remember I took my wife there, and do you know they did an operation free for her? That was when Nigeria was good. We don't know how we'll find ourselves in this mess that we are today. Please, I want to beg Morayo, please don't support the government so that they can do good things. Don't support the government because if we continue to drum this thing for them, they will continue in their mess. They will never change. Somebody was talking about in England where they don't pay fees, and you are talking about people they don't taxes. You are talking about taxes.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. You see, there's always this us and them thing Nigerians like to do. We like to stay on this side and abuse the government. It's all of them, government. It's such a comfortable and convenient position to be. We do it a lot, and we're so used to it. It's not the norm. Even those abroad, they like it. They enjoy that negative energy. How was going on? Hey, they're suffering. Oh my goodness, it's terrible, terrible. It's a good gisting topic. That whole I went to that. God saved me. I rushed into the airport. I came back to America. I came back to London. But the truth is, some of us live here, and some of us must choose to hear the government. So I'm not saying I must support the government. I'm not trying to support the government. I don't work for government. But I'm trying to understand where they are per time. I must try to understand their own side of the story. Half the time, they are obviously not doing what we don't want them to do. But somebody must at least listen to them. And that's where I come in as a moderator.
Why this happens, there's a problem why this happens. There's this wide, unaccommodating gap between the people and government. And it's sad. And so people on this side, we keep saying those people on that side. Yeah. If government was approachable,
gap for us.
Every government must bridge that gap. Every government must be reachable. Every government must be like for BRF that could take a phone call that bridge the country, and he would direct the ministry under him to do the right thing. Every government must have that close reach, and they must be also able to take criticism. You don't have to sack an imam for telling you that people just died on Kaduna, Abuja train attack.
That was so horrible.
You don't have to. That is the truth. It's obvious. It's everywhere. And so because people would see that they cannot talk to you, and you're coming, that you want to near president in public, it is always them against us.
Right.
That's the why.
That was one of the reasons why Obama was so popular. Because people could reach him, people could talk to him. But I was just going to say about what Tokwe said about, you know that police, when they are doing their siren, they go on one way.
Yes,
you, because you are carrying one dignitary, How? You are the one supposed to correct us now. Why are you on the wrong side of the road?
I just want to be big.
When the Okada
so I
does
can
it,
carry siren.
because you see, when Okadas do it, I am angry. And you know, I just wish I had power because I would not get a van. A big, you know, this big truck. As they are driving that one way, they'll be driving inside my truck.
Okay, there was a time, many years ago when I was driving in Lagos, I went to go and put Koboko. Like in front of my car. Thinking like I think I can be one day I will foolishly remove the Koboko to go and slap one Okada light because he comes to hit my car. The guy held the Koboko, pulled me, almost pulled me out of the window. Myself, when he pulled me and the Koboko outside the window, I pressed my brakes. You know, but you see, so that's self-help.
No, Nigeria was doing that to you.
Yes.
Nigeria was turning you to help yourself.
Yes.
And it's a struggle to not let Nigeria do you into itself. So because we look at people and we begin to mirror their activities until we remind ourselves, this is not who I am. So I need to remind myself, I'm not like this. So
let me take this call,
I'll come back to you. I must be above this.
No, sir, are you there? He's been holding for a while. No, sir, are you there? I do apologize. Go ahead, please. You're live.
Okay. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
I'm following what you are saying, and it has a lot to do with us as Nigerians,
Exactly.
you know. Madam Morayo is talking about tax on the side of the government. I stayed outside the country, Europe, and I stay in Singapore. Now, these countries, they live on tax, and the citizens see what they do with tax. In our own case, we are busy paying. We are not seeing what is going on with the money. So how will you encourage a normal citizen to put his money in an ATM that doesn't have return? Okay, I'll give you another example. Practically all Nigerians are being taxed. If I transfer 10,000 to your account now, the bank takes 50 or 100 naira from the money. Where does the money go to? Give us another evidence, then you say everybody will be interested, and all of us will pay our tax normally. But all we have paid over the year, our father paid, grandfather paid, there's no headway. So how will people talk about tax when there's no evidence?
Thank you very much. I mean, that's a very valid thing. Very valid.
In fact, that's the
that's the issue.
It's the cocoa of the matter. That is the real
Topper said
cocoa.
something down that is very key. If you become government, you can blow siren and do one way. All I want to do is become government. All I want to do is blow. That's how the materialism started.
Yes.
All I want to do is be a big man, be able to break walls and access people and have people, big men that I can phone call and abuse the system. And that's how the abuse just continue to permanent. Everybody that knows somebody continue to abuse the system. If you know somebody that you cut corners, you don't get a full tax, or you get waivers, you do. That's what this whole thing is about. Everybody's dream is make me say just reach there, and I can do the same.
So what are you saying?
If I don't reach there, make I blow in one way or the other.
Yes.
Even if it's by 419 or Yahoo.
We have to wrap up because we're going to bring in somebody who's might be one of our solutions to these problems. Yes, Tokwe, your final comments.
Yeah, my final comment would be that we must always check ourselves because subconsciously we begin to behave like the government we dislike. You know, they say a woman marries the father they don't like, or a man marries the mother they don't like. I don't want to be like this person. I don't want to be like my mother. You become your mother. I don't want to be like my father. You become your father.
Exactly.
Because like you mirror what you see. As Nigerians, we don't like what we're seeing in leadership, but subconsciously we are mirroring it. Let us begin to tell ourselves the truth and stop mirroring what we don't like in government. Changing ourselves.
Even when we go abroad, some of us do exactly the same thing. In the various, I hear of complaints within the Nigerian community.
Yes,
what they do to each other.
The comedian, he was made to take driving lessons in the UK. You go and drive over speed. It's doable here. Nothing would have happened.
But over there, they show him.
That's all we can take on this segment. I mean, it's so sad again that woman had to die. It's so really painful. Many of us, I've been holding my own mother's medical experience story for some time. I'm waiting for the good day to talk about, not now, because it wasn't totally all smooth. You know, there were issues. So we all have these our experiences of the medical in Nigeria, and it's a sad story. We have to wrap up now.
They just lost a friend last week, so and it could have been avoided. You know, it's terrible.
It's really painful. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll talk to our female aspirant. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
for staying with us. So joining us on the show is a female presidential aspirant, Patience Ndidi. She's an entrepreneur, strategist, an influencer, a philanthropist, and a humanitarian. She'll be telling us why she's vying for the post of the President of Nigeria. Thank you very much, madam, for joining us on the show. Good to have you.
Thank you, Mariah. Thank you so much.
I know you're also serving as the chairman, CEO of Nigeria's and Diaspora Chamber of Commerce, vice president. I mean, so many things. You're in so many organizations, vice president, International Association of Women in Maryland. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to become president of Nigeria.
Thank you again for having me on your show.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies. I've watched you guys, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay.
It's very exciting. My name is Patience Ndidi. Right. Like you rightly said, I was the former chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora in the whole of the United States.
Oh, really? Wow.
Currently, like you said, yes, several positions. I was also the president of my local chapter in Maryland. Yes, in reality, we see that our nation is at a crossroad, and this crossroad, we've used this word many a times. Right now, to even define where we are right now, it's tough. It's really tough. Yeah, I'm vying for the office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the president because I see poverty in the land. Okay. There's a lot of hunger. There's a lot of anger, and the people are hostile due to the situation we find ourselves. Insecurity has taken the order of the day. You know, our healthcare system is in shambles. Our educational system cannot even match the world, you know, the level and all that. And also having served in my position as the chairman, the former chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora, NIDO is an organization that works very closely with the government, industries, and individuals. You know, I had the opportunity of knowing my country better and seeing that, you know, the leaders that we have, you know, sitting down with them to provide solutions, come for events and all that. Next year you repeat the same thing, and nothing changes. Right. And this was what drove me to run for president.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, whenever we have people decide that they want to become aspirants, and then we have contestants for different candidates for different positions, I always ask them, do you know how bad things are? Because we've had some politicians get into power and say, they had no idea things were very bad. Or there was no money in the coffers. I'm like, we know things were bad. You said you could solve the problem. So here is my thought. How do you know how bad things are? And what are the key areas you're looking towards addressing, the problems you're looking towards addressing?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I know how bad things are. With the issue of insecurity, that is how bad, and, you know, adding to that, the 3-point agenda that we've been able to put together, knowing fully well that this is interwoven and it will be able to solve the vast majority of problems that we have in Nigeria. One of them is peace. A peaceful environment is sine qua non to development. Where there is chaos, nothing happens. Nothing grows. Nothing, you know, moves forward in a chaotic environment. And to be able to see peace in our nation, we need to look at the issue of insecurity. It looks like the terrorists, they have more rights. They have better view. They are living better than even the Nigerian populace themselves. Secondly, we're looking at equity. A lot of, you know, tribalism, nepotism, insurgency, and also corruption is the order of the day. You know, there is no equitable relationships, no equitable community here. And the third one is wealth creation. I believe that to be able to create wealth, we need to build the human capacity. You know, where it's human beings that, you know, build systems. Right. Where there's no structure, you know, then we have a problem just like we are faced right now.
I can see,
so,
knowing that you were former chairperson in NIDO, the Nigerians in Diaspora organization, I can sort of predict why you would want to run for presidency. And being NIDO America, former chairman, would also give you ideas of things that you know you can change. And one of such things is that America is a country founded on the values of the founding fathers. They had certain sacrosanct rules down that would never change, such that the country will continue living by those rules and things will continue to work. But yeah, if I come with my own, I will be tribal. We don't have founding fathers rules anyway. Anybody can carry a coup today. Somebody comes back in democracy and it's paddy share, it's my turn, and you know all of those things here. What exactly would you do different? Because I believe that the issues that we have are cultural. What exactly would you do different that, you know, would take this problem change from roots up?
Yeah, and that's why we're bringing in a new vision, a new voice, and a new direction. Because things have been done, you know, since, you know, we've been founded, and even since over 2 decades that we started civic democratic rule,
yes.
It's been the same faction. So what we do different is putting in equity.
Okay, let me pause you for a second. The reason why I'm pausing is because Nigerians are getting smarter every day. Like, if we had this conversation 5, 10 years ago, we'll just wink through it. But right now, we are very critical of everybody that wants to become president. We are ready for you. We want specifics. When you say you're going to instill equity, peace, we want specifics. What do you, what's your, going back to what I said, what's your understanding of the problem? Because do you live in Nigeria?
No.
You live in Maryland. Okay, so sometimes it's look when you're from looking outside in, you can even see our problems, because when you're looking outside, it's easier for you to say, okay, this is your problem. But how much of this problem do you understand, as Tokwe has said earlier? And what are the specific things you would like us to do? Because we want to support you. And that's why your view is doing everything to ensure that we bring in more, we support women. Any woman that is running for office, we want to bring on this platform to push you out there, because we want to support women. But at the same time, we want women who can actually do the job. So I need you to tell me specifically, how do you put in equity? What exactly are the things we're going to do?
All right. So let's start with peace.
Okay.
You know, to create a peaceful environment, we'll tackle poverty.
Okay.
You know,
how?
That is one of the remote issues of
how?
How
would you do it? You have to, you know, you can't just say, I will tackle poverty, because the present government, when they came in, I will tackle insecurity, I will tackle corruption. And now we are here, 7 years later, we are waiting for the tackle to start.
To tackle poverty, you need to create jobs.
Exactly.
And we're still talking, and you know, you need to create jobs.
Yeah.
Nigerian, we're not a producing country. We like to import everything.
Right.
And Nigeria, we're full of talents. We have talents that can do this job. That was what I talked about, you know, building the capacity.
Exactly.
We have talents in ICT, in healthcare, name it. A few weeks ago, Saudi Arabia just put our people together and took them to their country, because they see value in us, but we don't see value in, you know. So to tackle poverty, we need to create jobs. We need to begin to create system. I don't talk about building that capacity, the human capacity. We create system that will speak for sustainability. You know, then we begin to talk about industrializing the nation, building manufacturing industries. I see the shoes that Nigeria makes. I see the bags that Nigeria. I served in Ekiti State, and that was why I learned how to make bags. You know, and I tell people, I say Nigerians are serial entrepreneurs. You see the man, the little boy, the young girl, the man running on the street of Lagos, Abuja, selling pure water, selling. If you build an enabling environment, you can imagine what you will use that life to do. Because right now, it's dehumanization of humans. You know, when we create that enabling environment, so build structures, put funding into the system.
So running for office can be quite expensive. You know, funding is a major part of it, because it's not just about Lagos State. It's not about you have to go across the 36 states, campaigning, getting votes. What structure do you have on ground? What structure are you working on? And how do you plan to get that avenue, that access to go across the country?
Yeah, so far, we've started to run, travel, not just me. Remember, leadership is not for one person.
Exactly.
You know, it's all of us put together.
Yeah.
And the funding, we're looking at Nigerians to be able to fund it. This is not the kind of leadership is not where you say, oh, one man has some vans, one man has this kind of money, you know. And because we've been able to introduce it so much in the media and introduce it to people, this person has this money, whereas we're not even thinking, how did these individuals, how did they get the money that they are throwing on the streets? So it begins to discourage so many people who want to run. So many people get intimidated. So to be able to put structure together, what we need to do is to talk to Nigerians, which we're already doing, both Nigerians in diaspora and Nigerians in Nigeria. It will amaze you that the first person who actually, even before we start talking about funding, who actually put money in this, you know, movement is a Nigerian, a student who just graduated somewhere in nowhere and said, oh, ma, because of what you have done, because we believe in you, I'm putting so amount of money, and it's in the 100. because from school he does software and all that. And so many things we've been able to introduce to him to make money. So we're going to be looking at Nigerians, and even you, to support what you believe. When you see that, oh, I believe in patience, I think she has what we need, and all that. It's 1,000, 5,000, 1 million, whatever it is. That's the only way we can build a strong system.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask a question, and I know many Nigerians watching right now don't know your track record. Like, they don't know what you have done. And sometimes the best way to win any battle is to say, like David, I fought the lion, I fought the bear, can fight Goliath. So people watching now want to know, have you fought the lions, and what have you done that will not make people feel like, this, because what we are facing in this country is bigger than Goliath. So you need to have fought some things in the past to be able to say, I want to confront what is happening in Nigeria. I believe I can solve the problem of this country.
Yeah, so before I talk about the few things that I've been able to put together or advise and also chaired in my position as a former chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora, I would like to say that even sitting on the table with the government that be, with leaders to prefer solution, is a great deal. In consultation, you get paid for consulting.
Yes.
For these things, we do it for free. We put together structures, we advise whoever. And I'm sure they are listening and they know what we have done. Sitting on the table, preparing solution. This can happen in healthcare. This can happen in education. This can happen and all that. During the surge of the coronavirus, we saw the way our people were. When the airport was closed, there was lockdown, and I told my people, I said, we need to do something, And we started looking. Oh, maybe we should send hand sanitizers, gloves, and masks and all that. I said, well, I think in this situation we need to feel the pulse of the people. What I hear for Nigerians is hunger. People are hungry. So masks is not just going to be enough. We need to do more than just sending sanitizers and all that. So by God's grace, we were able to put some monies together. What we're looking at was to for those areas where the pandemic was prevalent, like Lagos State, Ogun State, and Abuja. We wanted to be able to see to that area, but due to the few resources we're able to gather, we said, okay, Lagos State is an area where you say is a federal system. Right. Lagos was, so we're able to.
Okay, let me. I wanted to go ahead, Nima. Let me let you. Because of time.
Nigeria is a country who has a terrible economy right now. The people don't understand, what they explain to us. We sell our God-given gifts, but we don't enjoy the benefits of it. We then still pay subsidy to be able to enjoy it. I don't know whether you are getting where I'm going. And then we always have to make up a deficit every time. We're largely indebted to a lot of countries, to the World Bank and all of that. What exactly would you propose as an economic plan to get us out of where we are now? How do you, if you were going to utilize our God-given product, which is crude oil, which is largely what we have now, how would you go about it? What would you say would be your first way to solve the economic problem?
I think the first thing I will do, looking at the nation, we're already in debt, trillions of dollars, is to sit with those we say we have borrowed money from. Because what we hear, whether it's true or false, is that, oh, this might be true, maybe budgets are padded, is to sit with these different countries, China, Europe, wherever, and say, okay, what have we borrowed? First of all, we know what is in the coffers. What do we have left? And sit down together and okay, what have we borrowed? How can we use our resources to be able to pay for these debts? And also, petroleum is not something we have to keep only looking at. We have to diversify. We have agriculture. We have ICT. We have a lot of things, that can be done. And we have to think manufacturing. So the first thing is to sit together with these countries that we have borrowed money from and look on how we can give what we have to get what we don't have. And another way is this. In the United States, when you're able to put in $500,000 in business, you are able to get
citizenship.
The green card. Then that leads to citizenship. So what we actually introduced to one of the leaders was, okay, we have a lot of African Americans, even white people who wants a home, who wants an origin, who wants to belong somewhere. We said, okay, we need to bring these people back home and give them, that leverage. Bring some sensible Americans who can bring education, who can bring knowledge, who can bring their expertise.
Let's talk about the health. Let's talk about the health sector for a moment. Before you came on board, we're talking about health. The issue, the fact that our health system is totally is in comatose state, and we need some kind of pumping of resources. People don't trust that the money they gave as taxes is going to be properly utilized. What do you think we can do to solve this issue we have in the health sector?
Yeah, the health system has been like this since I was, those days you think it was worse. Now it's getting worse. All we can do is, right now, Nigerians all over the world come here for medical tourism. I know some of us think, oh, Nigeria is too big for that. But even in the US, even in California, we still do medical tourism. So we need to start, there's something called low-hanging fruits, to be able to treat people. I have been on medical tourism, and, 1 or 2 lives were saved because of that. And we begin to build structures, patient health care in rural areas and urban areas to be able to. And also, I know we have less than 5%, on the budget for healthcare system. One thing I want to know is, even if the 5% is used, I'm sure there will be some help. But I don't think even the 5% that is infused in the budget is used. So we need to increase that budget and also look, because to have a healthcare system that is not working is chaos on its own.
Yes,
and that can bring, it's already bring chaos. So that is an environment that has no peace.
From Peter, he's been holding for a while. Peter, are you there?
Yeah.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to your guest. Madam, I wish you best of luck. Morayo, what I want to disagree is the way you say that Nigerians are smarter. Now, I disagree with you, because if Nigerians are smarter, I believe that this government will not reach to the end of their tenure. They would have showed them the way out. And so the way some of us judge things in our immediate environment, we look at our neighbor the way we think. I live up north. I know how the people think about elections. They are not smarter yet. A lot of things count. Tribe, religions, and the rest of things. But Nigerians are not smarter in the way now. When the election comes, you know better. Those that say that they are smarter, most of them rely on their phone, laptops, and the rest of the things. When it's time to vote, you don't see them anywhere. You see anywhere around the polling unit. But to believe that by God's grace, this 2023 will bring good things for Nigeria. I believe, I hope that we'll get a better person to run the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Waike, you had a question?
Yes, I was going to ask you. First of all, do you have a political party that you are associated with? And if you were with a group of people and another person wanted to be president, would you, or had more experience than you, would you step down to allow that person? Or would you battle for presidency?
Thank you so much for that question. I'm running on the platform of People's Redemption Party, PRP. It's an old party, it's the oldest party in Nigeria. The party of Aminu Kano, Chinua Achebe, those days.
I know People's Redemption Party.
So it's still in existence.
They don't know it. I know it.
We know. We read it in government industry.
I know, right? I did too. Yeah, so talking about if I see somebody who have experience, then I think we have to define experience, because what I see, you mean somebody who's been in government?
No.
Or somebody who has been...
So, I mean, we're talking the third force.
Yeah, consensus.
And 4 years ago, this third force couldn't get themselves together for one person to be the front. Yeah, everybody wanted to be the flag bearer, so that killed the third force. Now, if there's this third force, and you are part of that third force, maybe, would you step down for a flag bearer?
A formidable partner.
A formidable...
candidate.
Yeah, oh yes, when we come together and we're able to reason together and see that, this person will be the one to be able to, why not? The most important is that what we want to do is see Nigeria move forward, but not the kind of experience of, because this person is this. Because I've had so many questions, interview.
I'm not interested in zoning. I don't believe in zoning. I believe the most competent person should do the job.
Okay, let me ask you this question, because one of the things we talk about on this table is that we have visionless leadership. Our leaders don't have this kind of vision. They just come in and do everything. We rule to the answer, but just trying to do something. What's your vision?
My vision about Nigeria is to see Nigeria sit among Committee of Nations and not just sitting down there but to stand out. Why did I say this? Nigeria is a nation that powers other economy. With our talents, with our resources. And for example, we all know that we export our crude oil and buy it back as petrol, and it's very sad. Few months ago, there's this guy from Dubai, from Dubai, and was going on WhatsApp, and the question was comparing Nigeria and Dubai, and the guy said there's no reason for comparison. Nigeria has it all. Everything in Dubai is doctored, is manufactured, is originated by human, But that same country came to us years back to borrow money for development. Malaysia took our palm nut. Singapore used to see us as a roadmap where they want to be.
Sorry,
right
let me rephrase my question. I guess I'm sorry, we're kind of used to this lamentation come to conversation, so we're not always so focused on rediscussing it. Let me rephrase my question. What should be our focus? What would be your focus? Because there are different strategies. Somebody comes in and tries to touch a bit of every single thing. Somebody says, no, it's just healthcare. I'm going to tackle healthcare. Another says, no, it's education I'm going to tackle. Somebody says, oh, it's this taxes, the electricity. So I say, because this government, I would say, spread themselves so thin. They try to do agriculture and I think infrastructure. So, in your view, do you think we should have one vision, or we should just touch every little part of every single thing of the country?
Well, when you talk about wealth creation, there's no how you will not touch every area. And why is that? Nigeria has talents. I'm an agile leader. In agility, there's something we call Scrum of Scrum. Everybody with their expertise doing whatever they can, and we all come together to build. Like I said, presidency is not the job of one person. So in wealth creation, you build that capacity of people that's in ICT, that's in healthcare, that's in education, and everybody work, simultaneously doing whatever they need to do. So tackling the issue of poverty, it's a big deal, in wealth creation.
All right, any further questions, please? Good?
I just wanted to read some tubes. Abdul Rashid Lawal says, apparently she is running against the people in power, not running for leadership of the people. Any right-thinking person will feel the same, given the behavior of our current rulers. I wanted to read another one.
Okay, I think that's all we can say. We want to wish you the best. As I said, our platform is open for women aspirants across the country, because the truth is that we need more women in power. We need more competent women in power who can actually lead in different perspectives. So we definitely will be happy to support you in any way. Let us know what you can do to support you when you start your campaign, and we wish you the best.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for
having me. That's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.